What's up guys, Nick Ehrlich here with the Lean Life Revolution, and today we're going to talk about the 3 most misperformed exercise that you see at the gym. Now, I love seeing people work out, I love seeing people push themselves, and I know that time is really one of those things that's really valuable, and we don't have a lot of it. So if we're in the gym, it's important that we're being as effective as possible with all of our training. So nothing frustrates me more than when I see people wasting their time with either exercises that don't work or exercises that they perform incorrectly so as to not only not get the muscular or physical benefit that they're trying to get out of it, but so that they can potentially hurt themselves and put themselves on the rack and not able to work out. So the first thing that I most commonly see is a dumbbell or a barbell stiff-legged deadlift performed imperfectly. Now, the thing about a barbell or a dumbbell stiff-legged deadlift is that the term stiff-legged isn't really accurate. When you're doing a deadlift and you're trying to focus on your glutes and your hams and your lower back, if you're doing a stiff-legged deadlift, you're gonna have some bend in your knees. If you don't have any bend in your knees, it's gonna be almost impossible to keep a neutral spine and a flat back so as to protect your lower back. And what you typically see when people do these wrong is they stand up, straight legs, and then they curl all the way over. You see all that roundness I created in my back. What that does is that puts an incredible amount of stress on my lumbar spine and my lower back region. So people are gonna find that over time, they're gonna develop these really chronic lower back issues while at the same time not getting an effective workout in their glutes and their hamstrings. Now, the best way to perform a stiff-legged deadlift, and remember, it's not really a stiff-legged deadlift, it's just not a full range of motion deadlift. We make up for the lack of movement in our lower body with a little more hinge at our hips. So the way you're gonna do this is you're gonna grab your barbell or your dumbbells, keep it in front of your thighs, and you're gonna trace your palms down your thighs, letting your knees bend a little bit as you go into the movement. But instead of letting your knees bend forward, you're gonna let your knees bend and you're actually gonna push your hips out behind you. Your weight's in your heels and you're gonna come off your toes a little bit and let that weight counterbalance as you push your hips back, maintaining that nice neutral spine. This way you're gonna get a good stretch in your glutes and a good stretch in your hamstrings, meaning you're gonna get a really nice contraction on the back end as you stand up. So that's the best way to tweak that exercise, which I see people do incorrectly all the time, and it's actually one of the ones that I'll usually offer to help people with, just because I don't wanna see anyone ever hurt their lower back when they think they're doing something correctly. Now, the next exercise that I find people do incorrectly or that just isn't really that effective is starting their workout with alternating bicep curls. Now, the problem is that most people, and I know you know what I'm talking about, maybe you're guilty of this too, I know I was from time to time, is they come in, they grab a dumbbell in each hand, and then they just sit here and they're kind of just working like this. The problem is there shouldn't be anything in your weight training routine that you can do absent-mindedly. So if you're standing here doing this and you're looking up at the TV or you're having a conversation with someone next to you, that's probably a sign that it's not a really effective exercise. The way I like to see dumbbell curls done, especially with standing up, is starting nice and tall with your palms neutral, bringing them both up at the same time and curling your palms from facing your thighs to facing the ceiling as you come up through that movement. Okay? It's not sitting here alternating. When I alternate, I don't really get a ton of activity, but as I go at the same time, I can't really lean to one side and sheet, and I can't make up the distance by tipping my shoulders. I'm forced to bring both of those up and then down. I also find that it makes me keep my core and my glutes nice and tight so I get a little bit of an ab and a butt workout while I'm cranking out those standing bicep curls. So remember, keep your palms facing each other at your sides, facing the ceiling at the top, and a nice, slow, controlled movement. Don't stand there and bop through the whole thing, right? Now, the final exercise that I see people doing incorrectly all the time are crunches on a stability ball. Now, crunches on a stability ball are great if you need to protect your lower back or you're trying to get a great ab workout in. But the way that people do these incorrectly is they start in a great position and then they crunch all the way up, sitting their butt back onto the ball, bringing their entire back up off the ball. The problem with that is you'll see here from a side angle, when I do that, this angle of my abdominals never changes. In order for me to get a good crunching motion in my abs, the angle of my body has to change. I've got to create some flexion in my upper body, bringing my hips in towards my shoulders and making kind of a concave shape with my core. If I keep this in a straight line and just sit it straight up, I'm working a ton of my hip flexors, but I'm missing all my abdominals. So to perform an effective stability ball crunch, lay on it with your lower back contouring to the top of the ball, and then bring just your shoulders back to touch the ball, and then just your shoulder blades up, bringing that belly button in towards your spine and crunching. Think about crunching your rib cage into your stomach and then relaxing. One tip I like to do is I keep my thumb on my chest like this and a thumb on my belly button like this, and I think about my hands getting further apart and then closer together, not maintaining the same distance and just moving from my hips. So those are 3 great exercises that you can replace with exercises that aren't as effective or don't work as well to get a better workout, build more muscle, burn more fat, and ultimately accomplish all your dreams and wrangle all your goals and desires. So if that's a good tip, if you want more, do this for me right now. Do this, you're gonna thank me. Click subscribe so you can follow our channel. We're putting out great information all the time. And click on this icon in the top corner of your screen, because we're gonna add you to the Lean Life Revolution mailing list where we're doing cool stuff on a regular basis, as well as give you a free abdominal training video with 5 really cool, really effective ab exercises that are gonna help you get the abs of your dreams. I promise you. Click up there. Guaranteed you're gonna love it. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for joining the revolution. We'll be right back here.